So the first one, let's start off with Scarlet Nexus, and yeah, this one is properly forgotten and I still don't fully understand how. But my biggest guess is that in like mid 2021, it was completely stacked and it got buried under bigger names within a fortnight. And now in this game you pick either Yuito or Kasane, both physics in a military unit fighting mutated things called others, and the whole game is soaked in this brain punk anime style that I could glaze in forever because this game looks good as hell. The menus looks good, the loading screens also looks good. I mean, come on man, screen looking good? Hell yeah. Somebody cared a lot about this game and nobody really played it. And it is quite a shame. The combat is why you should play this game. The base of it is psychokinesis, so you are ripping cars, lampposts, shipping containers, and whole slabs the environment out of the ground and throwing them at things while you fill the gaps with melee combos. Now, that would be already fine, that is cool, right? But what makes this even better is the SAS system, where you borrow your teammates' powers in the middle of a fight. So basically you can set your weapon on fire, slow time down, and go invisible, and cut something in half before it turns around. Harden your body and walk straight through an attack, you can do that. Electrify your attacks so every hit chains outward into everything nearby, you can do that. The combat, man, so good. And you're not just picking one, you are stacking them. So you can basically use fire to fire up your weapon, then hyper velocity, and then psychokinesis into a follow-up combo. On higher difficulties, the game forces you to learn all of it because enemies get shields and resistances that only certain powers break. I finish it and immediately start the second route, which I almost never do because this game is good. But yeah, the problem is the story. It splits across two routes, and that means sitting through a lot of the same events twice with just different perspectives and SAS skills. And the middle of the game leans on these long static conversation segments that kinda drags out, so yeah, it's alright. The cast, they are all likable, the Bond episodes are a very nice touch, but the game seems convinced you are here for the plot, and you basically not, because the plot itself is so underwhelming. But it does, so this game goes on sale for maybe under $15 constantly, and there's a bundle with the DLC and you can get that price even lower than the base game itself. Like, come on, it is just an easy recommend. Crank the difficulty and enjoy throwing a buzz at something. Next is Code Vein. Well, forgotten, also not forgotten, but people don't really talk about this game anymore. And yeah, everyone called it the anime Dark Souls, and yes, I know there is Code Vein 2 and we don't get Scarlet Nexus 2. Why? So in this game you are a revenant, essentially a vampire soldier in a collapsed world that looks like very expensive anime got left in the rain, and it's faster and far more aggressive than the games it got compared to, like Dark Souls, Sekiro, and whatever it is, right? Dodges cancel into attacks, there's a parry that feels great when you land it, and you can drain attacks, stab an enemy for blood that fuels everything else. And then there is the blood code system, which is a real reason to play this game. Blood codes are full class presets, swap one and your stats, weapon scaling and available abilities all change immediately. And you can carry two into a fight and switch between them mid-combo, which is really cool. On top of that, you've got gifts that it's like actual abilities in this game, and once you master a gift on one blood code, you can parry it to any other one. So the build is full of combos, I mean full of builds, what am I saying? So if your build isn't working, you can rebuild it in the menu instead of starting a new save, which is really cool. And that freedom is something almost nothing else in this genre of unless it's Elden Ring. Yeah. You also get a companion following you around, which is cool, I guess. And unlike most AI partners, this one actually pretty smart. Like, they actually pull some punches. Level their gifts early on and they will revive you, heal you, and hold aggro. Co-op in this game is also pretty okay, I guess. It works. But my complaint about this game is enemy variety. It is rough. You'll fight the same skeleton soldiers and floating mage thingy in every zone, and it gets stale by the first half of the game, I think. Inventory management is a nightmare. The map is genuinely confusing in the mid-game, and some bosses have telegraphs that are either half a second long or invisible until you are dead. A couple of the later fights feel balanced for 2 players, so I don't know how to feel about that, but then again, it is a good game. It is really cheap, man. You can get it under like maybe $5 or $4. It is so cheap. That is why I am still recommending this game, even though it is quite old. Number 8, it is Soul Hackers 2. I know this one is not a good Persona-esque game and people forget it, but I don't know, man, I kinda enjoy playing this game once in a while. So in this game you are Ringo, an AI given a body, trying to stop an extinction event by finding the people who will cause it and reaching them first. It's a fine setup and it's the least interesting thing in this game. Like, yeah, the story, but the combat carries the whole game, right? It is turn-based Megami Tensei, so you are recruiting demons through conversation, hitting elemental weaknesses, and managing a party. But the Sabbat system makes it its own thing. Every time you hit a weakness or land a crit, your demons stack onto a counter, and at the end of the turn, Ringo detonates the whole stack onto the enemy party at once. Basically your full-out, all-out combo in Persona 5. I mean Persona games. Just a little bit different, okay? And because of that, it makes team building matter in a way most turn-based games only pretend to. You are picking demons for cover rather than stats, fusing constantly, juggling, changing their equipped skills so you always have something or, build something to get more OP. It's a really nice touch. And then the dungeons, okay? There are about 4 environments in this game and you will see all of them repeatedly. Yeah, this is just the bad things of this game. Flat corridors, almost no layout variety, and by halfway you can predict the exact room you are walking into. The soul matrix, where the party's personal stories live, is the worst offender. I kid you not. A huge repetitive maze wrapped around the best writing in the game. Like, you can see where the budget goes, like it is into the combat and it kinda shows. Soundtrack is great though, it is moody, synth stuff that suits the game really good. I mean, Shin Megami Tensei, man. Like, they don't have a problem at all with the OSTs. But yeah, this game, I still recommend it, try it out. I know it's the best SMT games, but it is always on sale, and I think you will have a decent amount of fun playing this game. Next is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, and yeah, I know this game has a mixed review, but man, the combat itself is worth it. And I know the first 10 hours of this game, the story is rubbish. Jack, Ash, and Jet turn up somewhere, kill some fiends, say something angry about chaos, leave, and yeah, straight to the video writing with a huge budget behind. Stick with it though, because the back of this game is a proper love letter to the whole Final Fantasy series, and there is a reveal about who Jack actually is that recontextualizes the entire reputation of this game, although it doesn't become a good writing. The combat is where it's at. It is real, it is excellent. Team Ninja took the Neo formula, like maybe Dark Souls-ish kind of thing, centered off the most punishing edges and welded the Final Fantasy job system onto it, like Warrior, Black Mage, Dragoon, Samurai, Void Knight, everything, each with its own moveset and weapon types, and you can carry 2 at a time and swap it anytime you want. The core of a fight is a break gauge, yeah, stagger gauge or whatever, right? You chip away at an enemy's stamina with your attacks, and when it empties, you get a soul burst, which instantly kills smaller enemies and takes a huge chunk of the boss's health. So you are managing their gauge and yours rather than just dealing damage, which is really good. Then there is the soul shield, the best mechanic in the game. You brace against an incoming attack, and instead of blocking it, you absorb it. And now you can cast the exact ability straight back, a counter. Enemy throws fire at you, you eat it, you throw it back. Super cool. And to add to that, the job leveling, an affinity system for carrying abilities between jobs, and gear that changes your damage type, and there is serious depth here. if you will sit in a menu and build a job around one specific boss. Everything that isn't a fight here is where it falls apart. Missions repeat hugely, you cycle 4 or 5 environments with basically no level design, mostly corridors leading to arenas, loot pours out of everything, and most of it is disposable stat junk, so managing is quite a chore in my opinion. Difficulty is also all over the place, man, like story bosses that fall immediately and then a random side mission that took to you in one hit. But I still do recommend this game. Get the complete edition, of course, because you will get the Cs and extra bosses that really is quite challenging and you really want that challenge. So it is pretty good and it is always on sale. Get it on sale. Do not buy this game full price because this game is not worth it full price. Go get this one on sale and I know you will have a ton of fun playing this game, especially if you like the Neo formula. In number 6, it is Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Yes, another Square Enix game. In this game, you pick as Raymond, a freighter captain, or Laetitia, a princess on a less advanced planet, and you get different perspectives on how it's like Scarlet Nexus in a way. The combat is real-time and party-based, built around a shared AP pool. You spend AP on attacks and dodges, it regenerates, and you raise your maximum AP by breaking enemy guards, so being aggressive in this game is a must. What makes it stand out is the Duma, D-U-M-A. Okay, a floating machine that lets you fly. In a fight, it powers the blind sight, where you dash around an enemy's field of view and come out behind them with a free window to unload. Chaining blind sights into full combos while switching between 4 characters is genuinely great and there is a real skill ceiling to it. You also build your own combo change from the ability list and deciding what follows what and what each string costs in AP. So 2 people running the same character can play completely differently. Then there's this item creation, which is a classic Star Ocean and still my favorite part of the game. You farm materials, you can get characters with the right skills together and make gear that is frankly not supposed to exist. If you enjoy breaking a game over your knee with crafting, this is a good one, man. The downsides are pretty obvious. The downsides of these games are pretty obvious. It looks a generation behind, environments are kinda bland, and the story swings from deadly serious to total nonsense without any warning. Enemy variety kinda meh too. Menus are a bit clunky, but I can still control it from time to time. Menus are a bit clunky, but it is whatever, and a few bosses read your inputs in a way that feels kinda cheap rather than difficult. So yeah, that is basically my complaint of this game, but I still enjoy this game. Of course, get this one also on sale and never get full price because I don't think going full price in this game is worth it. And once you buy it, I know you will have a good time playing this game. And in number 5, it is God Eater 3. God Eater used to be a big deal in Japan, and then it just stopped, man. I don't know why. 3 came out in 2019 to almost total silence in the West, mostly because Monster Hunter World had come out, and Monster Hunter took everything from this game. So if you do like Monster Hunter, this one is the alternative. And it's the one that I recommend to anyone who looks at Monster Hunter and, you know, if you like more anime, more stylish kind of thing. So you are an adaptive God Eater with God Arc, hunting Aragami across a world buried in ash. The weapon is why this works though. Your God Arc shifts between a melee blade, a gun, and a shield on the fly, all inside the same combo. So you are carving a limb off up close, snapping into a gun form to fire a bullet you design yourself, then devouring the enemy with the blade's mouth to enter burst and get stronger for the rest of the hunt. 3 adds burst arts, okay, which lets you customize to what your combo finishers actually do while you are in burst. Acceleration trigger, which cranks your speed up massively and lets you dash across the entire battlefield mid combo. There's also the engage system in this game, where pairing with a teammate buffs both of you for fighting near each other. And the bullet editor is still absurd, man. You can spend an hour building a round that fires a laser, which splits into homing shots on impact. And the game just lets you take it out on a hunt. It is a snappier and more forgiving than its rival, which is Monster Hunter. Fights are shorter, healing is generous, and you are not spending 20 minutes chasing something that keeps running away from you like World. Honest problems though in this game, even though it is really good, the story is standard anime fare, okay? Perfectly fine, but cheesy and predictable. And the cutscenes run long when you just want to get to another hunt. Content is the bigger one. There is noticeably less of it than Monster Hunter World or Wilds or any Monster Hunter games. Yeah, mission objectives start repeating itself and the endgame runs thin once the boss rush stuff is done. But then again, this game is fun. That is why I'm still recommending it in 2026. And if we are talking about forgotten games, this is the actual champion of the list. Because Freedom Wars spent 10 years trapped on the Vita where almost nobody could physically play it. It took until 2025 to escape the jail, I guess. The setting is the best part and one of my favorite premises in the genre. Resources ran out, so every human is born with a 1 million year prison sentence purely for existing and using up oxygen. Like, why? You reduce it by going out on missions. Standing still too long adds years. Lying down is a privilege you unlock in this game. You need permission to take more than a set numbers of steps. It was a funny dystopian nonsense in 2014 and it lands considerably harder now. Combat runs on the Torn, a grappling whip fired from your arm. You use it to yank yourself across the battlefield. Latch onto one of these enormous mechs called abductors, climb it up, and cut its limbs off while your squad hammers the same joint. Abductors are modular, so tearing an arm off actually removes the weapon attached to it, and stripping the legs takes its mobility away. There are different Torn types too, one for binding enemies in place, one for healing your team, one for buffing damage, so your loadout changes your role in every squad. The remaster remap all of this to a real controller with 2 sticks and it feels better than it ever did on a... And yes, and there is multiplayer. You can do up to 7 other people. And man, that is fun. But the thing is that because this is an old game, yeah, it shows its age. Missions repeat, environments are plain, and they cap the original text-to-speech voices for your Android assistant. Like, come on man, it's 2026. I mean, it is quite charming for an older game. And yeah, it is still fun. So get this one, and I do think that this one is worth playing. Number 3, a Slibra revision. This one is forgotten in a different way. This guy, man, one guy made this mostly alone over about 15 years. Yes, like Stardew Valley. And it released on Steam with art that looks like a fan game, and it is one of the best action RPGs on the platform. The combat has real weight, has real depth. You are juggling a melee weapon, spells, and summon familiars at once. And yeah, everything runs on cooldowns rather than a resource bar. So a fight becomes rhythm of throwing out a summon, covering the gap with big attacks, dropping a spell the instant it's backed up, and blocking on the exact frame to negate the hit entirely. The progression is what actually going to ruin your day because it is that detailed, man. Because it is so fun. Because you're going to spend the whole evening just min-maxing or managing the progression. So every weapon you equip fills with a force gauge as you fight, and when it fills, you convert that force into permanent stat gains on a huge grid. So old weapons never become useless, they become experience. You're constantly cycling gear specifically to farm the growth, means there is always one more upgrade about 4 minutes away. It is one of the best progression loops I've played in years, and it costs about $7 or $10. It is crazy, and people have been playing this game for, I don't know, hundreds of hours, right? And what surprised me the most was story. It opens simply a lad and talking to a bird, and then it goes somewhere with real-time banding structure and a payoff I didn't expect from a game that looks like this. But I have to admit, the art and animation look a bit dated and quite inconsistent. Some of it is visibly 15 years older than the rest, and the first couple of hours are kind of slow before the systems open up. So yeah, you gotta push through it, and then you will have a ton of fun playing this game. It's like Hades, man. You will get addicted, and don't blame me if you get addicted. Number 2, it is Eternites. And yeah, it is a small team making a game that shouldn't work. A stylish action RPG fused with a dating sim, set during the apocalypse. Basic, simple, and yeah. It came out in 2023. I mean, it got a bit of a buzz for about a week and then it kind of disappeared completely, which is exactly what happens to small games with anime art and no marketing budget. The combat is quite nice actually, and that's what surprises everyone. You've got a shifting arm weapon, a dodge with a generous window, and the core of every fight is breaking an enemy's guard by reading their attack and hitting the right response, which opens them up for a full combo. Bosses have real patterns you learn rather than damage checks, and it reads clearly in motion. What ties it together is that the relationship side feeds directly into combat. Spending time with a character unlocks abilities you use in fights. So one gives you a shield you can throw up in a panic, you know, something like that. Another gives you a lightning attack that breaks gods faster. The dating sim system isn't a mode you need to tolerate. It is the core system of the gameplay. It is your build. There's the day counter pushing you forward too, so you are constantly choosing what to prioritize, which gives the whole thing some actual tension, which is really good. The cast is also very likable, the voice acting is better than the budget suggests, and the writing manages funny and sincere moments in the same conversation without being cheesy and embarrassing. The problem in this game is the length and the polish, right? It is short, around 12 hours-ish, and you can feel the money running out in the back third, where the combat reuses encounters and the environments get kinda plain. There are rough edges if you go looking for it, but come on man, it is cheap, it's got more personality than games costing 5 times as much, and I want more studios trying this one, like trying a game that's original and trying to be its own game, and also kinda some inspiration from other games, just a little bit though. So this game, when it goes on sale, try it out, and if you like JRPG, dating sim, yada yada yada, this one is a must buy. And number 1, it is Ys 9 Monstrum Nox, as you know. This game is the most consistently forgotten games in the entire genre. I know Falcom have been making excellent action RPGs for 40 years and still get treated like a niche curiosity in the West, and Ys 9 came out on PS4 in Japan in 2020. So in this game you play as Adol, again, locked up in the prison city of Baldug, and turn into a monstrum, which gives you abilities called gifts. Grappling to zip up buildings, gliding across rooftops, running straight up walls, shadow giving through solid objects to find hidden things. You unlock them one at a time and each changes how you move. So Baldug goes from somewhere you walk around to somewhere you tear across at full speed. But the combat is why this game is in my number 1 list. 3 characters in a party, all switchable instantly, each with a different attack type. So you're swapping mid-combo based on what an enemy is weak to. Everyone has skill slots you feel from a pool of abilities you buy and then level by actually using it. And skills cost SP, which you regain by hitting things. So the system rewards staying close and being aggressive. Then there is 2 defensive moves, which is where it gets properly good. Flash Guard is a block on the last possible frame and hands you a damage buff. Flash Move is a dodge on that same window and slows time to almost nothing while you carve into whatever you just missed. Landing a flash move on a boss that was about to flatten you never stop feeling good. Yes, it is very rewarding and satisfying at the same time. It is just a small mechanic, I know, but man, it really reshapes the entire game. The music is so spot on, guitar heavy battle themes that make a fight against like 3 wolves feel like a final boss. I would listen to this all day, every day. The soundtrack is so good, it is so chef's kiss. But my fair criticisms in this game is the city setting divides people, and I get it. Plenty of you prefer the focused island in Ys 8 and Balduc does involve backtracking. Visually, it's not that impressive. The character models looks very cheap. Yeah, I know, if you really care about the graphics, this one, no. It looks like a PS3 era kind of game. I mean, it does has its own charm, but yeah, it's looking very outdated. But this game, man, it is fast, it is incredible, it is fun, and it is usually half the price on Steam. And it is the best action combat on this list, man. Easily recommend. Try it out now. This one is worth playing.